If you have health, you have everything. We've all heard this saying, right? But what really comes to mind? A strong body, a good diet, exercise. Rarely do we ever consider mental health a part of this equation. But let me tell you something. Even the wealthiest person with millions in their bank account and the most luxurious lifestyle can still feel broke inside. Why? Simply because their mind is not at peace. Imagine this. You wake up every day, exhausted even after 8 hours of sleep. You try to focus, but you cannot concentrate. You're surrounded by people, yet you still feel alone. This is what happens when you don't have a good mental health. You try to smile, but it feels fake. You try to focus, but your thoughts are racing. You're not sick in the traditional sense, but something just isn't right. The World Health Organization reports that due to depression and anxiety, it costs the global economy $1 trillion every year. Think about it, $1 trillion lost simply because people are struggling mentally. Yet, what do? We push through. We say, I'll be fine, to get over it. Let me give you an example. A successful CEO, Kate Spade, a woman who built a fashion empire, tragically took her life. A few months later, celebrity chef, author, and travel documentarian Anthony Bourdain did the same. Why? On the outside, they had everything: wealth, success, fame. But on the inside, they were struggling. They were fighting a battle no one knew about. When we think of health, we picture jogging, green smoothies, salads. But what do we not think of? Waking up sad, not being able to concentrate, smiling at a friend while screaming on the inside. Those are signs too, but those aren't something that'll show up in your x rays or your blood tests. They will show up in your sleep, your focus, your relationships, your self worth. Yet, we still ignore them. Mental health is physical health. Think of it, they're not two separate systems, they're two halves of the same heartbeat. Think about it. How many of us have suffered from physical symptoms caused by mental stress? Headaches, insomnia, panic attacks. Your body remembers what your mind tries to ignore. 2 years ago, I moved to this country. It was a new adventure, a new experience, new people, new culture. Everyone was excited for me except myself. They said, "You're so lucky," or "You're gonna thrive there." But they didn't know I was struggling. Everything I had once called familiar was gone. It vanished overnight. My friends, my comfort zone, even the language I used to express myself in. Yes, I was fine on the outside. I remember walking through busy streets full of people, yet still feeling invisible. Yes, I posted smiling photos, showed up to classes, went out. But that doesn't mean I was happy on the outside. Yes, I was struggling. I felt overwhelmed. I felt anxious in this new place. Didn't know how to concentrate, couldn't focus. Well, and worst of all, I felt like I had lost my identity, my voice. And I couldn't even express myself. Why? Because there was so much to be grateful for. That's when I realized I can be surrounded by people, yet still feel alone. I can work towards achieving my dream, yet still be mentally exhausted. I can be strong, but still need help. We live in a world that's faster, louder, and more connected than ever. But in all of this, we often get mentally disconnected from ourselves. Let me hit you with some numbers. Over 280 million people struggle from depression. 700,000 people die by suicide every year. Think of it, that's one person every 40 seconds. And 300,000 people suffer from anxiety. And that number is only rising every year. Yet, we cannot do anything about it. And it's too late. You burn out, you're anxious, you're exhausted. And you cannot do anything about it. Now, I want you to think of someone close to your heart. Someone you care deeply about. How well do you know how they're doing? Not what they post, not what they say, but how they feel when the lights go off and it's just them and their thoughts. I want you to hold that person deeply in your heart. Because mental health isn't just about ourselves, it's about being there for each other. Think of it. Schools where they teach emotional intelligence, not just math formulas. Workplaces where they value mental well being and not just overtime. Homes where it's simple to say, I'm not okay, and receive support, not criticism. This isn't idealism, it's a necessity, and it starts with the all of us. We're told to be strong, we're told to get over it, to man up. But do we even know how we're doing? They say it's easy to cope, but they haven't even experienced mental stress. It's way harder to say, I'm not okay, than to pretend everything's fine. Let me tell you a story. A friend of mine, let's call him David. David was funny, dependable, the life of every party, always texting back within 5 seconds. One day, he just stopped responding. Everyone assumed he was busy. A few weeks later, they found out he had been battling depression for months and was in a psychiatric hospital. Later, when they talked to him, he said, I didn't think anyone would take me seriously. I was the strong one. And that's when I realized the strongest people often carry the heaviest burdens. We have talked about the problem, but how can we really help ourselves? Ask yourself every day, how am I really doing? Not just physically, but mentally, emotionally, and spiritually. Exercise isn't just about moving your body, it can alter your brain chemistry. So dance, stretch, move around, go for a walk, anything to get that mind running. When we think of good mental health, people presume, oh, it's constant happiness, right? That's just a myth. Good mental health is being able to control your emotions without being buried by them. To be able to go outside, say no to things without the guilt. To set boundaries like your life depends on it. Because sometimes it does. It's in the little things. Saying no to things that drain you. You don't feel well? Calling a friend and asking for help instead of pretending you're fine. If we aren't there for each other, who will be? You feel overwhelmed? What can you do? Listen to music, breathe, a call with your mom. That can fix everything, right? Now, I want you to turn to the person next to you. Tell them, you matter more than you know it. Tell them, you are not alone. You will always have someone there for you. That's great. Now, let that sink in. Mental health isn't a trend. It's not a buzzword. It's a human right. And frankly speaking, it's also a revolution. Every time we choose to rest instead of hustling. Every time we talk about our problems instead of bottling it up inside. Every time we check on someone without judgment. We are part of a strong, quiet revolution that's changing the world. So let's take slow steps forward and help each other out. And let's stop forcing people to be resilient in a broken system and build a world where they don't have to break in the first place. Let me leave you with this. Your joy is not a luxury, it's a birthright. So make a promise to yourself. A promise to take care of you, a promise to take care of your mind, a promise to take care of each other. Protect your peace like it's gold. Rest like your life depends on it. And love yourself loudly, even on the quiet days. Because you matter, because your mind matters. And never forget, health is wealth. Thank you.